Here in Sauvignon, at least one resident looks set to have a good year. Paul-Henri Pellet runs a winery about 200 kilometers south of Paris. It was founded by his great-grandfather. Despite the economic crisis in France, Pellet can still sell his wines at a good price. He exports nearly half of them.
Our wine embodies the character of our village and our soil. That's also why we were awarded the AOC certification, which confirms that we offer a regional product. Our Sauvignon can't just be copied and produced in another location or in a low-wage country. The soil is completely different there, and trying to mass-produce our wine would strip it of its magic.
Wine is one of France's leading exports, and French vintners rely on access to the single European market. But some see things differently, like Jean-René Couet. He's campaigning for the far-right National Front, headed by Marine Le Pen, who hopes to win the upcoming presidential election. She's calling for protectionism, saying it will give France's economy a boost.
We have many farmers here, and about 30% of them will probably be forced to go out of business soon due to unfair competition. We need intelligent protectionism. We must finally impose tariffs on products that are imported to France and sold at dumping prices because they're produced elsewhere in Europe at very low costs without maintaining social or environmental standards.
It's an argument that many rural residents agree with, especially young people, laborers, and people who are out of work. Some opinion polls put the National Front in the lead right now.
Europe means open borders. They need to be closed. It might not be easy to leave the EU, but we need to close the borders. That's the only way to protect our country.
Leaving the euro would probably hurt at first and make a lot of people very angry. It could even lead to a civil war. But something has to be done, and that includes returning to the franc.
For Pellet, leaving the euro, never mind the EU, is unthinkable.
What shocks me the most is that so many young people vote for the National Front. I just don't understand what they see in the party. I would never cast my vote for it.
Couet and his fellow campaigners say the reason is clear. Unemployment in France is about 10%. Only the National Front, they say, will protect the remaining French jobs from immigrants. But not everyone here agrees.
You have no right to be here. Get lost.
You know perfectly well that we're allowed to campaign here.
You idiot. Idiot.
A fascist is and remains a fascist. You're too young to have seen what happened back then. Madame Le Pen should be ashamed.
We aren't fascists. We just want to take back control of our country.
So is there anything to the claim that France is under the EU's thumb? Wine grower Pellet says many French farmers only survive thanks to hefty subsidies from Brussels. Closing the borders? Anachronistic.
It's absurd. Today we can't just curl up into a little ball here and isolate ourselves like a tiny Gallic village. The world is what it is, and we have to learn to deal with that. If France imposes import tariffs, other countries will too. Then our exports would drop, which would hurt everyone here.
Pellet won't reveal who will get his vote on April 23rd, but it will be a candidate who supports free trade. He says it's the only way that his Sauvignon can continue to be enjoyed all over the world.